Good afternoon. This is the voting hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted at this hearing. We begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred yesterday on Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. Item number 1 is continued at the request of the licensee and will be rescheduled to the next available hearing date. Item number 2, Wheelings Bar LLC doing business as the Beehive located at 541 Tremont Street. Dated the incident August 6th, 2022. Assault and battery staff on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I don't think there was enough presented to find a violation for this one.
I didn't think there was enough either.
I agree.
Item number 3, Paga Inc. doing business as Icon located at 100B Warrington Street. Dated the incident September 3rd, 2022. Assault and battery employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
We're still waiting for the video and the internal reports. I would like to calendar this for 1 week in hopes that they'll submit the video and the internal report, and then we can vote next week.
Sounds good.
So we will defer this for 1 week to see if we can get video and internal report. Item number 4, Ipswich Entertainment Inc. doing business as Loretta's Last Call located at 1 Lansdowne Street. Dated the incident September 1st, 2022. Assault and battery patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A, and assault and battery employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I'm going to take them separately. For the assault and battery patron on patron, I didn't see a violation.
I agree.
I agree.
The employee on patron, I did review the video, but it really wasn't helpful. I was able to see the floral shirt guy and the woman dancing. I could see on the other videos that there was something going on in the background, but it was not, I wasn't able to determine whether or not, who the aggressor was or what exactly was happening. The fact that an employee threw a glass of water on a patron is what is hanging me up on this one. My vote would be to send correspondence from the board and retrain the staff on de-escalation and appropriate responses. I do think that the woman threw a glass at the employee, but I don't think that was an appropriate response under any circumstances. But I didn't think it rose to the level of a violation for the second part of this. Does that make sense? I don't know.
It makes perfect sense to me. That's basically how I felt about it. I was bothered, but I didn't think it rose to. I didn't want to find a violation, especially since they were so forthcoming. So,
Yeah, and they were
even on the night of, he was forthcoming. So I think that's a mitigating circumstance.
Okay.
I agree.
So the vote, as I hear it, just to restate, no violation. Correspondence from the board requesting that the licensee retrain staff on de-escalation and appropriate response to patron activity.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Item number 5, Pitchers Mound LLC doing business as Diamond at Fenway located at 72 Brookline Ave. Dated the incident September 8th, 2022. Assault and battery patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
My concerns during the presentation or during the hearing was that they weren't properly staffed and didn't have proper measures in place to respond to something, but I believe the testimony demonstrated that they did have proper staffing. It was actually a security person that was also injured in this fight. I did not find a violation of assault and battery patron on patron.
I didn't see one either.
It didn't seem foreseeable. I agree.
No violation. Item number 6, Dustin Cruz doing business as La Paria Restaurant located at 299 Hancock Street in Dorchester. Date of the incident October 30th, 2022. Premise operating after posted closing hour in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9. premise providing alcohol to patrons without a license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 2, and assault and battery with dangerous weapon in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 9, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I vote to cancel the license.
I do too.
Sounds reasonable.
CV license will be canceled. Item number 7, Via Veneto Restaurant Inc., doing business as Filippo Ristorante and Ducali Pizzeria and Bar located at 283 Causeway Street. Day of the incident, November 7th, 2022. Patrons drinking alcohol in public way in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.09D.
I had a hard time with this one. It was kind of like close to closing time, given the fact they have zero history of this. My vote is for a no violation, but correspondence from the board addressing, asking them to put measures in place to address these patrons coming in late at night after these games.
That sounds good to me.
Sounds reasonable, yes.
No violation, correspondence from the board. Item number 8, Fenway Johnny's LLC, doing business as Fenway Johnny's located at 96 to 98 Brookline Ave. Date of the incident, November 12th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 64 to 64A.
I don't have much more to add. On top of what I said yesterday at the hearing, my vote is for violation.
Mine is too.
I think they don't have a history of this, right? A recent history of this, correct, Danny?
Pulling that up right now on. No recent history. There was no violation found back in December of 2021. Other than that, there's no recent history.
My vote would be for first warning, and also I'd like a written policy in place submitted to the board and to be put on file regarding staff being trained on how to check for IDs.
I agree.
I agree.
And Danny, I'd like that by the time I vote next week. The policy submitted.
Okay, so written warning, and the board requests a written policy on checking and verifying IDs by next Thursday, February 2nd.
Please, yeah.
Okay. Item number 9, 142 Berkeley LLC, doing business as Citrus and Salt located at 142 Berkeley Street. Date of the incident, November 12th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 64 to 64A.
Based on the testimony yesterday, I do believe the licensee is taking this seriously. They took immediate measures to suspend the employee. They have been doing all the right things. This was the third incident in 18 months, and there was a violation, in my opinion. My vote would be to suspend hold the suspension in abeyance for 6 months. I think some of the mitigating factors I took into consideration was the fact that they submitted the new policy, they put it into place right away. And they immediately after this incident took corrective measures.
I agree.
Good.
Thank you. And to clarify, I know you said a suspension held in abeyance for 6 months of how many days? Is that a 1 day
A 1-day suspension.
violation with a 1-day suspension to be held in abeyance for 6 months? Item number 10, Symphony Exchange Inc. doing business as the Ginger Exchange located at 250 Huntington Ave. Date of the incident, November 12th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 64 to 64A.
I found a violation. I sympathize with the licensee that these are difficult, but in this particular incident, I think this was a result of not having a written policy in place. I think having a written policy in place and retraining the staff will go a long way to preventing this from happening again. So my vote would be for violation. And a first
That's my
warning.
violation as well.
Okay, and I would vote for a first warning
I agree.
or warning, whatever we say, yeah.
Kathleen, would you like to do the same thing? You want a policy maybe written within the week, or?
I think that's a good idea, yeah. And Danny, I know we talked about connecting her with small business to see if there's a way to help her with some resources regarding the ID checkers, if we could also put her in touch with someone in a small business.
Sure, we can do that. So the vote is for a violation, first warning, and the board will request a written plan for staff to ID and verify identifications by next Thursday as well. And simultaneously, we'll connect them with small business for potential resources. Item number 11, Big Night Venues Boston 1 LLC doing business as Red Lantern located at 41 to 45 Stanhope Street. Date of the incident, November 12th, 2022. Service of more than 2 alcoholic drinks to one person at a time in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
My vote is, this is a license, once they were made aware of what was going on, they took immediate corrective action. They generally have a great training in place. I think this was a one-off incident. Based on that and the fact that they corrected immediately, I would vote for correspondence from the board.
Sounds good to me.
Sorry, yes, that sounds good.
No violation and correspondence from the board. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred earlier this morning, Wednesday, January 15th, 2023. Item number 1, Matsunori Inc. doing business as Matsunori Hand Roll Bar located at 900 Beacon Street has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. Manager Ki-Seok Kim. Hours of operation 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
And Danny, I know we discussed before. Can you just confirm those hours with the licensee that they're correct?
Yes, will do. Item number 2, Wagamama Boston 1 LLC doing business as Wagamama located at 800 Boylston Street has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Daniel Amika Muforo.
I vote to approve Mr. Maforo as manager of record. I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, Wagamama Boston 1 LLC doing business as Wagamama located at 200 to 299 Faneuil Hall Marketplace has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Andrea Petrascu.
I vote to approve Ms. Petrascu as manager of record. I believe she has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
Item number 4, Bento Express Inc. doing business as Finn's Sushi and Grill located at 62 Boylston Street has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business to BBQ Chicken.
I vote to approve this change.
I do as well.
Item number 5, California Pizza Kitchen Inc. doing business as California Pizza Kitchen located at 800 Boylston Street has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Item 6, Regal Cinemas Inc. doing business as Regal Fenway Stadium 13 located at 201 Brookline Ave has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 7, Alston BBQ LLC doing business as BBQ Chicken located at 182 Harvard Ave has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager and has petitioned for a change in ownership and stock interest.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 8, 30 Fleet Street Corporation doing business as La Suma located at 30 Fleet Street has petitioned for a change of officer, director, LLC manager, has petitioned for a change in stock interest, and has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Sharon Sullivan.
I vote to approve the changes as presented. I vote to approve the petition. And I vote to approve Ms. Sullivan as the manager of record. I believe she has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I vote to approve as well.
Item 9, Boston Hospitality Partners LLC located at 1 Franklin Street has petitioned to transfer the license to Millennium Tower Trust at the same location. Mark Malatesta, manager, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between the Millennium Tower Trust and CMG MT Operator LLC, and has petitioned to pledge the license to the Bank of Canton.
I vote to approve all the changes that are requested. Mr. Malatesta has already been approved by this board.
I vote to approve as well.
Item 10, KHRG Boston Hotel LLC doing business as Better Sort Social Club located at 90 Tremont Street has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to EAHG Boston 2 TRS LLC doing business as Hotel aka Boston Common at the same location. Robert Rivers, manager, and has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between EAHG Boston 2 TRS LLC and Franklin Hospitality Management LLC.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve all the changes that are requested.
I agree.
Item number 11, Cummins Highway Liquor Group, Inc., doing business as Crest Liquors, located at 643 Cummins Highway in Mattapan, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to SDK Liquors Corp., doing business as Crest Liquors at the same location. Darshan Kumar Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m., and has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Newburyport Bank.
I vote to approve Mr. Patel as the manager of record. I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve, and I also approve all the changes that are requested.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 12 has been continued at the request of the applicant and will be heard on the Wednesday, February 15th transactional hearing. Item number 13 has already been approved by this board and was only on the agenda to correct a defect in the notice that was sent. Moving on to non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victual license at a previously licensed location. Item number 1, Frank Anthony's Gourmet Market LLC, doing business as Frank Anthony's Marina Cafe, located at 1 Marina Park Drive. Michael Prisco, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 2, East Boston Minuteman Wings LLC, doing business as Wingstop, located at 173 Border Street in East Boston. Papa Sumar, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to midnight.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 3, Hunan Gourmet LLC, located at 45 Beach Street. Penju Lee, manager of record, hours of operation Sunday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 4, China Sea Restaurant Inc., doing business as China Sea, located at 1202 Blue Hill Avenue in Mattapan. Lynn Law, manager of record, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 5, Suffolk Cafe LLC, located at 3 Pemberton Square. Michael Hall, manager of record, hours of operation 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 6, JTBC Inc., doing business as Jiangnan, located at 177 Tremont Street. So Ling Ting, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular license. Item number 1, Bread Top Inc., doing business as Top Bread, located at 77 Harrison Avenue, has petitioned to change the officers' shareholders to Lehman Chen, president, and 100% of all shares.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 2, Pollo Campero of Mass LLC, doing business as Pollo Campero, located at 188 Border Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change the manager to Liliana Cochran.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
And item 3, May May Restaurant Inc., doing business as May May, located at 58 Old Colony Ave in South Boston, has petitioned to change the operating hours to Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
The following has applied to transfer an in-holder license without liquor. Colwyn Management Inc., doing business as the Midtown Hotel, has petitioned to transfer the license to Midtown Manager LLC, doing business as Midtown Hotel. Theodore Tai, manager of record.
I vote to approve the transfer.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Following has applied for a one-day amendment to an existing license. The Charles River Speedway, doing business as the Charles River Speedway, located at 525 Western Ave in Brighton, has applied for a one-day amendment to their existing license to also cover a vendor market in Garage B on January 28th and February 18th between the hours of 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I vote to approve as well.
The board has before them a list of applications for one-day alcohol licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And one item for acknowledgement on old and new business. The board is in receipt of correspondence from Newbury Fine Dining LP, doing business as Sonsi, located at 327 Newbury Street, notifying the board of a temporary closure for renovations. The licensee plans to reopen in early February.
Sounds good.
Those are all of the items before the board for this week's hearing that will adjourn today's hearing. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.